Hello, it's Jo from the Crypto Sisters, bringing you a fantastic interview with one of the developers from BitAi. It was recorded by Oracle, who did a fantastic interview, and we highly support him. What I would say is have a look at this website, read the white paper. It's a brilliant ICO, and we're definitely in. Are you? Without further ado, here's the interview by Oracle with the developer of BitAi.
I'm going to introduce you to one of the developers right now from BitAi. His name is John Ma. John, are you there?
Yes, thank you. Hello, everybody. Thank you.
John, thank you for talking with us today. I got to tell you, your platform is very unique. What made you guys decide to come out with a lending platform? There's so many lending platforms. What made you guys decide to launch BitAi?
Okay, well, it started off just three friends. I was involved at the beginning, about a year ago, I think now. And one of us was a trader. I'm a computer scientist, and another trader. And they had a problem back then because they were trading manually, and the normal bots, the bots which you can buy for trading, they don't keep a standard when you're trading. So very often, if you use these bots, they start off giving a good profit, but then the profit tends to, for some reason, drop, and you have to keep up with these bots. So the problem was that how can you trade automatically if these bots cannot do the job? And the answer to that is artificial intelligence, because artificial intelligence will learn as it is actually trading. So it will make mistakes like a human being, but it will learn from those mistakes, and then on the next trade, it will make it perfect. Now, why lending platform? It costs a lot of money to actually build an AI, and we don't like banks, and that's why we're all in cryptocurrency. We really don't like banks. We don't want loans or anything, and we don't want to sell the concept to a corporation. So we decided to go for lending, and we will benefit from the AI, but so will all our members as well.
That's fantastic. So you guys are not only computer scientists, but some of you are actual traders. Is that correct?
Yes, that is correct. We now our team, I think we're 9 people, and we are made up of computer scientists, traders, cryptocurrency trader, and they also have a background coming from Forex. And also there is some network marketer as well, who is also involved in the platform.
This is phenomenal. I fell in love with BitAI when I first saw it, but the thing is that I think it's kind of like a quiet sleeper. There's been some YouTube videos, but I think that a lot of YouTubers have missed this one, and I don't think that they're seeing the full potential. I mean, my team absolutely loves this. I mean, we've been buying up tokens like crazy. What round are you in the ICO, and how many more rounds are left?
We're in round 4 right now, and there's one round left. And yes, I agree. A lot of people, they look at other maybe ICO and they see them sell out in a few seconds or minutes or maybe a couple of days. BitAI is taking, the perception is that it is taking much longer. But one has to remember that all the other ICOs, well, at least the lending platforms, they take money upfront, which is something we absolutely did not want to do because we thought it is not fair. So any payment is spot buy for the token people actually buy, which is one reason it takes longer, because in other ICOs, people could send money at a month in advance before they even buy anything, and then they hope to buy. Of course, the platform would have a lot of coin in it, and it would sell out in seconds, basically. But also, the way we designed it, we're very, very, very careful about whales, because it is not in our interest, it is not in your interest to have any whales. So we are actually and believe me, this is a big headache for us. We are actually monitoring and making sure manually that there are no whales coming in, because I know that in other platforms, even when they had protection for buy protection, like could only buy X amount of dollars, whales still manage to get in. In our platform, we are not only making sure technically that they cannot, but there is no backdoor which they might have been using. So we are vetting everything manually, and that is a
No, that's phenomenal. You know, it's funny because some people have called me a whale, and I really don't believe in pumping and dumping platforms. I mean, if I'm going to support, I'm very selective as to what I pick. If I'm going to support a platform, I want to see it, have longevity. And so, there's been a problem lately with a lot of these platforms where they're doing one of two things. One, like Poly AI, they're forcing people into loans, and two, they're locking up their tokens and not allowing them to sell. Do you guys plan to do any forced, I don't know, what do you want to call it, trickery? Do you plan to force
no.
people into loans or lock up their accounts so they can't sell if they want to?
No, it makes no sense to us, because we trying to build something on based on trust, if you like. I mean, okay, we live in a world where you can barely trust anybody. That's fair enough, but um, locking an account will give us a bad reputation, and it will make you unhappy. So what is the point? Hopefully, people will understand that if they are going to dump, if, for example, I give you an example, if you go and you tell everybody, okay, let's dump, then who is going to hurt? Us and you as well. So it makes no sense for anybody to dump. And the only uh, motivation which there could be to lock up anybody's account is if there is a whale who is threatening the entire membership. In our case, we don't think we have any whales. I don't think you are going to be so silly to say that. Sorry, my English sometimes it gets stuck. It's so silly to say that you want to dump everything. So it is in nobody's interest to lock up any accounts. Like it is in nobody's interest to stay dumping the price. I think we all agree we want the token to be from what it is today to reach all the levels we have in the roadmap, so that everybody can make money.
No, that's what we're looking for as well. And when you talk about the roadmap, some people look at these price targets and say, "Oh, how is that possible?" $100 price target. I mean, everybody talks about Davor, and Davor in less than a month has gone to $100. And I see you guys here have some incredible price targets. It shows that you're looking for the longevity of the program. Um, Tell me about, like Bitconnect had to cut their referral program. They were paying like 7 levels, then 11. And honestly, John, that's not sustainable. Do you feel
No.
that your referral program is much more realistic and sustainable? Because when I look at it, it seems like it is. I mean, it only pays down 3 levels. Is this what you guys had in mind
Yes.
was long-term sustainability?
Yes. The ICO only pays one level, as you know. The lending will be different. There's only 3 levels, and now I think yesterday, I think they were supposed to. They didn't. They were supposed to announce that we're going on a 3 by 9 matrix. If they didn't announce it, I'm announcing it now. We are going on a 3 by 9 matrix on the lending platform as well.
I,
Now, uh, this will obviously it will entice more people to come in. The more people come in and invest in the coin, and they're going to be investing not on only an internal exchange, but also external exchanges. It will raise the price for everybody, and everybody will be happy. So I think yes, we are in it for the long term. We are in it to be sustainable. We don't want any collapse in a year or two. This business for us can be very profitable, and it can be very profitable for all our members as well. So absolutely.
If I could have wrote an answer, okay, it couldn't be better than the truth you just gave us, and that's phenomenal. Now, what's your timeline? When are you doing internal external exchanges first?
No, we are starting with the external exchange. That would be on coinexchange.io. We are running the applications. It's in February. Our target is for February, end of February, not beginning. And also the lending is also targeted for the same month in February. And then we will have the internal exchange. Now, one thing about the roadmap, these dates are tentative dates. And when I say tentative, that things might actually happen before. So, for example, on the roadmap, we have that we are going to have the Android wallet and the Mac wallet in March. But actually, we are already testing these wallets. I have them downloaded on my computer. We're testing for bugs and anything which might be dangerous for the system. And as soon as they are ready and safe for release, we are going to release them. So what that means is that the coin which are currently in the BitAi network, yes, correct. The coin which are actually in the BitAi network website can be downloaded onto people's computers. So despite the fact that on the roadmap you have various dates, they are tentative, and we try as much as possible to over deliver rather than under deliver where it's possible. Okay, so yeah, so for internal exchange we are looking for March, and external exchange we are looking for February.
Okay. All right. Going to an external exchange first, a lot of people don't know this, but that's where you get the biggest price movement. I was one of the founders of Regal Coin, and they were expecting a target price on Coin Exchange of $10 on their first day. They opened up at $21 within the first week, moved up to $35 within the first month. They hit $95, and I'll tell you, Regal Coin turned out to be a disaster. And I feel that if Regal Coin can do that with what you guys have to offer, I think your price targets are actually rather conservative. And the reason why I like external exchanges is, we get a lot of people that won't know what your platform is. They will just see this new token hit the exchange, start exploding in price, and out of FOMO, I call that fear of making zero, out of FOMO, they jump in no matter what it is, boosting the price even further. So when we combine this with the fact that you're not going to allow whales to come in and really dump on the exchange, I mean, you're not going to lock us up, which is great, but you're not going to allow whales to come in and dump on the exchange. And when we look at all of this, I think your price targets are extremely conservative. I think you're going to surpass those price targets. But I want to talk a little bit more about your trading because, the biggest thing right now in lending, and, these things always change, happens to be Davor. And I don't believe they have a bot. I think, and they've never said they have a bot, I think their arbitrage is done manually. Are you saying that not only your trading, but your arbitrage is going to be fed into the AI bot?
Well, arbitrage is a little bit different because you have all these number of exchanges, and the exchanges to some level they require that you have manual input, like sending Bitcoin to each other, so on and so forth. But the difficulty in arbitrage is in that the difficulty comes determining whether the arbitrage should take place or not. And how do you do that? Well, usually you'd have to have like a matrix and an arbitrage matrix, and you have to visually see if the percentage between one exchange to the other is viable. And then you have to send your coin from one exchange to the other in the hope that there are no delays between the sending from one exchange to the receiving of the other. So to solve this problem, the AI will first, it will calculate whether there is a viability vis-a-vis the price, then it will see the delays, if there are any delays on the blockchain. As you know, right now, maybe there's a lot of delay on the blockchain, and some transactions are actually getting stuck. And in arbitrage, that can be a problem, big problem, because if it gets stuck, then you might lose out on that arbitrage opportunity. But the bigger thing in our AI isn't actually the arbitrage. The arbitrage is new. This is a new concept we thought of about 2 weeks ago when we started developing. But the AI that we have, it listens. I try to put it in simple English. It listens to what people are saying on the internet. So, for example, if a lot of people right now, if you go on the Facebook or on Twitter, everybody talking about Ripple, XRP, and that is creating a lot of excitement in the industry, and the price of Ripple is going up. Now, if we heard this chatter from the Facebook and from Twitter before the price became what it is now, then our bot would have listened and take action and start a trade immediately. And we would have managed to gain not just 5-10%, but maybe the 1,000% it's gone up by now. And it can even read news articles. For example, it can take an article, analyze it, and then determine if that article is positive and negative, then go out, look for other articles, determine whether the articles are saying positive or negative about a coin, and then determine what to do based on that. It is like having ears all over the internet to see what people think, and then trade based on that.
That's incredible. Go ahead. I'm sorry. What did you say?
It's basically fundamentals, fundamental trading. So you got technical analysis, you've got fundamental analysis. That's what we're doing.
So, as I understand, and I'm very big into artificial intelligence research, as I understand, you guys are going to pay around 1.5%, but, per day and around 46% a month. Now, artificial intelligence, in theory, gets smarter and smarter. Do you think that could affect your interest rates and bring them up higher?
Yes, the interest rates, and we say, I think somewhere in the white paper it says as well, the interest rate is a starting point for us. We know that is what we can, what the AI can do at the moment. We know that because we've been using the AI. But as AI learns, then it can pay more because it is going to make better trades. It is going to make trades more often. And now with the arbitrage and also this social listening, I just call it social listening so you understand. The social listening as well inside it, over time, as it learns, then of course the interest rate will go up because it can win more trades, it can make more trades.
That's incredible. This is the kind of program that we've been looking for. I teach my people, get in on the ICO with a good number of tokens, and then what you want to do is you want to take back your investment plus some, but then with select programs, and we are very particular. I teach them how to lend, okay, and to create passive income streams. This is definitely, without a doubt, one of the programs that I'm going to personally lend with, probably in the area of 6 figures, and I feel my people will do the same. John, is there, I don't know if I missed anything. I don't write this stuff down. I don't write down questions for you. Is there anything else that you want to share with myself and all of my subscribers?
Well, I think I just want people to understand the power behind this social activity, because I think a lot of people do not understand what we mean by it. So I'll explain it a little bit more. You know how on Facebook, when you post something, Facebook is actually learning what you like. So sometimes people go in and they every single post they see, and adverts. Those adverts are based on what the person likes, and that is because Facebook has learned through time what that person likes, because that person keeps pressing the like button and comments on things, etc., etc. But in this case, our AI is going to monitor the keywords inside Facebook and Twitter, for example, Bitcoin Moon or XRP Moon, or else dump XRP and stuff like that. And it will analyze it, take it as a whole. So it might collect millions of data a week about something, about a coin. And through what it sees, it analyzes it, and then it makes a decision. So if there is a new coin coming up, which maybe we haven't even heard of right now, but there is a lot of hype around it, then that hype will be picked up. Likewise, if there is a coin which has a bad reputation, maybe a lot of negative news about it or something, then if there is a trade open, it will dump it, or we can short it. We might already have that coin and we might short it. Now, generally speaking, we will only trade top 10, 20 coins, but as the white paper says, we will pick up upcoming coins. For example, right now, ADA would have been a good one because it has increased so much in price. That would have been a very good trade for us. But we, unfortunately, parts of this AI are still not 100% functional. They're still being tested. So we missed ADA. But hopefully when we launch, everything will be ready, and or maybe down the line, everything will be ready, and we can pick up all these upcoming coins, which can make very, very, very big amounts of profit. And that is why I say that the 1.53% is a starting point, because as the bot learns, as we improve the bot, then the 1.53% can become much more. I cannot tell you how much at this point because I don't know, but it can happen.
That's incredible. That's incredible. I'll tell you, John, we're really, really excited about your project. I was going to hold off airing this interview, but damn, I'm going to air this today. I'm going to air this today, and I have about 11,000 tokens. And if I was to go ahead and make a purchase of like another 10,000 tokens in this round, are you guys okay with that?
The system won't let you, and I know you're going to ask this question, maybe, but I cannot have exceptions because we are very, very strict on how much we can sell every day, because of the reasons I mentioned earlier. So I believe the limit is for $2,000. So that is what it will be open.
Okay. Okay. Well, I'm gonna air this interview. I'm gonna tell my people they need to sign up and get into this before this thing sells out, because once we air this interview, I mean, this is gonna go viral. This is something that's rarely done in our anonymous community. And I'm excited that you took the time out to speak with us today, and it's just a phenomenal opportunity. I want to thank you so much, John, for taking the time out. I really appreciate it. It helps clarify a lot of things. The only thing I want to finish up with before I let you go, and it just popped into my head, is a lot of people, we live in an era of microwave ovens and FedEx, and a lot of people want everything now. I believe that. Now, look, we have a little bit of time before you hit your exchange. We have about a month before your lending starts and everything else. Uh, am I right in thinking that it's critical that you take this time to make sure that your platform functions flawlessly, and that's why you're not rushing forward with this? You want to make sure that everything is perfect on your launch?
Yes, well, the exchange is not going to be on BitAI network. It is a completely separate domain name. It is a completely separate server as well. We will not announce the domain name until it is actually launched for security reasons. As you understand, right now, we're everything being built and everything. The team, the developers have an NDA, non-disclosure agreement about it. But yes, everything needs to be thoroughly tested, and more importantly, is security on the exchange. And I have to say, because some people they experience issues with the 2FA on bitainetwork.com, 2FA is actually not important. I can tell you from now, because the token which you have in the website, which you see in your account, they are actually stored in our hard wallet. So even if a hacker gets into this website, they cannot steal anything from you. Okay, but in the exchange, it is very important that people enable their security, and that our security is top notch, because since it is an exchange, there has to be live liquidity of both Bitcoin and BitAi. So the security has to be top notch, both from our end and from the user end, by enabling 2FA, etc. So yes, anyway, so to answer your question, sorry, I got a bit carried away over there. To answer your question, yes, this time is being taken to do things securely, but also I have to admit, you have also been a little bit of a guinea pig in this whole ICO thing, because as you know, in our roadmap, we have in 2019, I believe, we want to launch our own payment gateway, and the payment gateways and the wallets which there are right now are, how can I put it? They're a disaster. A disaster in the sense that when you pay from a wallet, many wallets, they either add fees or they deduct fees from what you ask, what the person, the recipient is supposed to receive. And that causes very big issues with tracing these payments. And we have seen this in BitAi as well. For example, Coinbase will just give an extra, they put their charge on top of the amount we are supposed to receive. And that causes tracking issues. So we have learned a lot from these different payments and all these different wallets. We have collected a lot of data, so that when we launch our own payment gateway and our own wallets, payment wallets, then through artificial intelligence, we hope to solve another problem. We hope. We don't know how to do it yet, I can tell you now, but we hope, and not knowing is not a handicap. Not knowing means we will just do more research, more study, until we find a solution.
No, that's exceptional. And what I personally love about you is that your platform doesn't ask for Bitcoin up front. I mean, it's very simple to make the purchase. I'm on the purchase page now. All people need to do is copy this address, and then they don't need to worry about fees or anything. They just save this exact amount and send that exact amount for their purchase.
Yes, you are correct, but people still make mistakes. But I tell you what, I believe about 50% of support tickets we received is because people make mistakes. Another 50%, though, is the problem of the wallet sending the wrong amount. For example, I'm seeing your transaction over there. It is 0.6334415. But if you pay with Coinbase, Coinbase is going to put an extra charge on top of that. So that amount there might change to 0.634 whatever. And that gives difficulty to the payment gateway to track it, because the only way any payment gateway can track the Bitcoin transaction is by seeing the amount you sent, and it has to match precisely with what you sent. If that amount is different, then the payment gateway cannot detect it.
That makes a lot.
This is a problem with a lot of wallets.
So you think that, sir, what you're saying is people shouldn't send directly from Coinbase. They should send their money to something like an Exodus wallet or like a hardware wallet directly to you. Is that correct?
Well, I'm not saying they shouldn't send from Coinbase or what have you. I mean, we have an infrastructure to resolve all these problems. It's annoying. It's annoying for the person sending. It's annoying for us because we have to resolve the problem. But it's okay because we are collecting the data. What I am saying is that there is a problem in the industry which has a lack of standard in the payment gateways and the wallets. For example, if you go to pay with Visa or MasterCard and you're paying something for $11.99, then your Visa is going to charge you $11.99. But in this case, we're saying that if you want to buy something for $11.99, the Visa will actually send $12.20, for example. And that messes everything up. And that is why there are these issues. Now, blockchain.info wallet, for example, that is a very good wallet. It doesn't change your transaction. It still charges fees, but it does it differently. And all blockchain.info payments pass correctly, and they are immediately traced automatically by the payment gateway. So, to wrap up, what our job is in the future for our wallet and our gateway is to see if we can come up with a method of addressing this problem with AI, because if we can solve this problem, then wallets can make a lot of profit, and that profit again will be shared with the community. After all, that is what everybody is here for, right?
Yes, yes. And the only other thing I want to tell people is, you got a team of like 9 developers and computer scientists and traders. You know, people have to be patient with support. I would bet that you have maybe 1 or 2 people answering hundreds, if not thousands, of emails. But the one thing that I've
One day.
noticed is that people speak so highly of your support and the courteous and prompt responses. John, that's like an industry first, and we don't see that very often. And you guys are doing it right. And, the communication, everything is excellent. I'll tell you, this is one of the most exciting platforms I've looked at, and I think you guys are going to have much success. Before I let you go, is there anything else you wanted to say to the community?
No, I think I spoke a lot, much more than I thought I would speak.
Okay, my brother. Thank you so much.
Wasn't that a brilliant interview by the Oracle? And okay, guys, if you want to sign up to BitAi and get those tokens before the end, you have to do it soon. They're on the final round. We've got hours. We're raring to go. You will need to be quick. They are going like hotcakes. This is a great platform and we love it. So thanks very much for listening. I hope you enjoyed it and we'll speak to you soon.